The whole process started in January. Making a rough sketch of what the treehouse could look like up in 2 walnut trees that I had already picked out. Then, after determining the tools and the hardware I needed to build this thing, I spent the winter months acquiring what I had come up with while formulating a game plan. More detailed sketches helped me see the potential of the dimensions, the style, and the layout of the floor. Considering the size that I was planning for and how high it was going to be off of the ground, there were many steps and intricacies that needed to be thought out and properly prepared for. And as late winter turned to spring, the vision in my head was becoming clearer and clearer. Where do you think we should put the door?
Maybe we should put it around here, because then you would go into a smaller room and then have a bigger room to go in instead of going into a bigger room and then having a smaller room.
I like that idea, especially if the ladder is going to be over here and you could climb up and then the door is right here. All right, we'll make the front door, we'll make the first door here, and then we'll talk later if we want a second door. So what we're gonna do to lift the boards is we're gonna wrap this around the tree, okay? And then grab me these 2 on the ground in the. All right, cool. I think we're ready. For the tree house this year, I'm gonna have this big tree right here going up. It's gonna be the main gig, and then this guy's the other one right here, so maybe about there. Run bars across to this one. At the bottom here, cleaned out a little bit, but I've got my cutters with me today. I'm gonna be clearing out a little bit more. There's a bunch of like pricker bushes and stuff that I just want to cut before they start growing in the spring. As the forests started to sprout their green growths for the year, I started outside work on prepping the trees for what was to come. First was to chain up a few pulleys higher in the trees than the floor was going to be, so that later we would have a way to hoist the heavy beams and joists up in a cautious manner.
first order of lumber was enough to assemble the beams, deck joists, the blocking, and the yoke supports. It was finally time to start the construction of the treehouse.
Oh, there we go. That lumber is super freaking heavy. Feels like back in the day when I'd go in the gym and lift a lot of weights. It's a workout, especially when it's 80 degrees outside. But got all the lumber in from out there into here. It's the most wood I've ever ordered in one trip. Ever. That's a lot of wood. So, time to get started on that darn treehouse now. Let's go. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Ready to do this?
We'll see. Are you ready? That's the question.
I'm ready.
Just support.
I need to get freaking started on this.
Yeah. We got some nice lumber.
Yeah. Yep. So the top button is the on and off.
You just here.
Yeah. You alright climbing this ladder?
Yeah, just for a quick, like, because I will want to eyeball if you can show me where the, like, the bottom chain.
And with two good friends to help me, we began with carefully plotting our exact drill points in each tree for the bolts that would hold everything else up.
Let's just go here.
The precision was of the utmost importance,
Yeah.
and we spent a good deal of time making sure things were level and that calculations were correct.
You're
Ends at 12,
11 feet is about a foot and a half off the ground.
I was gonna say, how far are you in? I mean, you.
I have it marked on here.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
You got one in, you know the process.
There we go.
Some good action, some good action shots there, yeah.
It feels good when all that comes out. It's like, all right, we're getting somewhere.
So you need a hanging level is what you're gonna need next, to make sure.
From this
What's
side to that side.
like a string level?
If you got ideas, I'm up for it, man.
So I said I have a string level, but I don't know if that's is that what you mean?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how high off the ground it is. It matters is it level from A
It's
to
just
B.
mine's like that big, so I don't know. Yeah,
it'll
if you
be
can
up, yeah.
visualize that.
There's some good stuff. Yeah. You ever cut through walnut before?
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Does that look pretty straight? Well, it doesn't matter if it's straight until you start at that hole, and then we'll straighten it up over here.
Get enough tension to get
Hello,
this.
Sandy. Crank on it.
I'm getting caught up on the bark or something.
Comment.
I mean, it looks good. Looks good from here.
Too much slack.
Well, here's the thing. You want to just try it with this straight level? Okay. So, Miguel, you can get pretty darn close.
That's
just
true.
by Putting that on the string.
Showing it.
Yeah. Your side has to go down.
This side has to be
8 inches grip.
We got the first of 4 holes drilled out for one of the bolts, but I still needed a large enough wrench to get it all the way into the tree trunk.
We're gonna need that 3-footer, man. Ain't no way.
So, after a trip to the hardware store and buying a 3-foot pipe wrench, I returned on my own to finish the job on that first bolt. It worked beautifully, and the fun of piecing together all of the bits that would turn a simple idea into reality was officially in full swing.
First one's in. Let's go. Time to get the other 3 up. Not today, but soon enough.
Then, a couple of weeks later, Andy helped me with leveling the other drill points in relation to the first one, and then getting the other 3 bolts into the trunks.
Where's my water at?
All right.
You good?
Nah.
Say hi to the camera.
Let's do this crazy water level thing. Yeah, you're looking pretty good there.
Okay. Ladder should be easier, I think. Be a little bit farther away from the tree.
Yeah, you'll have more leverage.
Yeah. So I don't want to step back here anymore. My feet are still tied in. Does that look all right?
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
All right. Let me. Thanks, sir. I guess that's my mark. 2 inches. You ever used one of these before? These bits?
Not one of those bits, no. But
If you want to do the next, one,
kind of
it's-
cool watching this.
yeah,
The stuff fall down like snow.
it just feels like refreshing. Like, it's one of those weird, satisfying feelings. All right, my mark is. All right, I think I'm there.
So how does that? It just screws in with your hands.
For a little, not long. It gets really
I
super.
was gonna say, and then would you use a wrench for that?
That's dirty. Hold on, let me get into a better position because
That's gonna be cranking around. Like, what do you hold on to? Like, where does it go around? Like the big metal thing?
yeah, yep. Yeah, the day I got, well, not the day after I got this, I was able to come up just by myself and just finish that other side. But
Monster pipe.
the thing is, I want to make it. So I really don't know. It should be self-guided, you know, where the hole is.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how much I'm actually helping out, but once we get it started here, make sure that it's going in straight and whatnot. It all depends on where you.
The hole is already done.
Yeah, the hole's done, so. Fit the situation once everything's done, you know?
Get this up first.
Yeah.
And then figure out
Yeah. Well, one other thing I want to do is hang a big swing, like maybe in this corridor somewhere. So it'll be up high, so it's a big pendulum motion, you know?
Oh yeah, and you can go. Looks like it's taking some pretty good strength even with the leverage.
Yeah. Well, my hand's about 8 inches up, but I'm gonna have to start getting out here. You'll feel a hard stop.
Oh
because you can't go any further because it's the end of the hole.
Right, the pin is in there.
So I want to get it as far in as, yeah. If it's still going.
Yeah, because it'll keep screwing until it gets,
Right.
at the end of it, it's just flat, right? It's not.
Yeah. Halfway. Thank you, sir. Okay. So there's room for that to be at an angle, that one.
Okay.
Because it's room to slide.
It's meant to slide.
So that one actually has to be, we have to account for the center mark and then also move that then up a ½ inch. Doesn't have to be that precise, but all right, coming down. I think I'm good up here. It's like all this stuff to work. I'm glad we got these in. Like if we just have one, like you said, we should be able down the road a bit. This side's gonna be 10 foot side to side.
Okay.
10-foot joist. That side's gonna be 12. And I'm narrowing it because of that tree. So I want it to be symmetrical on either side. So I want 5 and 5. That's why I'm making it 10, because that would be in the way for a 6-foot
So
edge.
12 foot over here.
That'll be 12. But this tree right here, Rory had the idea. He was like, Dad, why don't you cut that and use that as a stilt, like to help? And I was thinking, that's a good idea, because then that would help with the bracing.
There you go.
All right. 12:30. What do you got?
I have another ½ hour.
Okay.
I got it after
You mind getting this one started?
Sure.
I am just a little
How about
fatigued.
this? You tell me where to drill, and then I'll start drilling. How's that? You get it all set up, you know.
That's good right there. In the suburbs, yeah.
Tell you what, she's not making a tree house in her backyard.
That's for sure.
There we go. Look at that bubble. It's a good bubble.
Looks good to me.
These bolts will hold up the large beams, which will in turn then support the entire structure. The first phase was almost complete. All of the planning, strategizing, acquisition of materials, and placement of these anchor points didn't give us much to show in terms of the physical appearance, but a lot of thought, time, and energy most certainly went into this stage of the process. And just like that, we were primed to use the summer months to get all of that lumber up into the trees and build out the floor and the deck.
What a good day. We got a lot done today. Surprised that we got as much done as we did. It was my hoping point. It wasn't my planning point. But with Andy here, it really helped. Once we got the first bolt in, there was 2 more to go, and with his work we were able to power through it and really we're done. The first phase, the first part of it, just getting the bolts in the trees, is so critical, and we're there. We did it. Bolts are in, and we're ready for the next phase, which is the beams. So it's gonna be heavy, and it's gonna be one that we got to be particular with too, but it's all fun. So I'll spend the last couple weeks really planning for this part, and then getting it all in. Took a couple of days, but not too much time, just enough to be particular about it. So yeah, that's what it looks like right now. No going back. Hope everything's level.
I was gonna say.
He's like, now that you guys dicked around for 2 days, we can come in and do it correctly.
Right now, yeah, you
We're
waste all
trying
your
to
time.
save money, and it's like,
Yeah, now you waste
bite the
time.
bullet, yeah, and do it right.
All right.
Good? It's looking good.